Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is my first Gumball review. Not the first Gumball video, it's actually the second, but my first time viewing an episode. I'm starting by defending an episode with very mixed reception, for how some really love it and some really hate it, and I am the first one. I don't normally review episodes and the previous times they could have just came out, but this will start episode analysis, which I can do for different shows. On with the video now. Parents start at the grocery store with a fight-scene parody of Nicole stopping the rest of the family from putting things in the cart. By the way, I won't be recapping the full episode, just as an introduction. This was an epic scene to start the episode for the great choreography and sound. After the fight, we find out Nicole literally gets paid peanuts at her job, and her family has a skill of sniffing out a good bargain, which is a good way of foreshadowing the plot, but it's not too on the nose and exposition-y. If exposition is even a word. Then meet Nicole's parents. The audience isn't told what happened to separate them, so we are similar to Gumball, Darwin and Anais, who don't know them, so exposition comes out more naturally. Exposition gets too much hate, because your time it is you to just not noticeable. Sure, when exposition executed bad, it's often very bad, but a lot of time it isn't. The rest of the episode is Nicole arguing with her parents, with flashbacks, and I find it really entertaining. An episode doesn't need a story where a lot of things happen, it just needs to be interesting enough and have great comedy. Speaking of, comedy this episode is really funny mostly, for a lot of play on words jokes. The jokes help add to the story. If you cut them out, a lot of the plot is missing, so it's not pausing the story to tell a joke. So often when one isn't funny, it isn't jarring. The entire show practically has these type of jokes. Even some of the earlier episodes still have great comedy, despite Gumball still finding its style. The entire show has really great comedy. How did this stand out anyway? Well, for one, the situation of what's going on is a better fit to include these jokes. The conversation between the Watson family and Nicole's parents is already really entertaining for how well they play off each other, but there was also flashbacks which add to the interactions in an extraordinary way. There is also way more to this episode when breaking down the iron let go of the weight that won't let you live. The final song is amazing and easily one of Gumball's best songs. I like how Gumball points out before singing that it's a cheap way of emotional manipulation. Gumball's singing voice works surprisingly well for the serious song, and the lyrics are the best part for its message. Saying to move on, not to forgive, but also no need to point to you continue to dislike the people when there's no big reason to. Lingering this petty argument for years isn't really moving on. They were both continuing to send or do things to each other without even seeing each other. The episode is saying, if you move on, do it for yourself and have acceptance to the people who wronged you, as long as it's not an extreme situation. Parents get a lot of criticism, and I will respond to some of the main points. Nicole and her parents can't remember how the dispute started, but some of the flashbacks show when Nicole was a child, so that must be where it started. I think them incidents being mentioned were all just them trying to give reasons to be annoyed at each other. Nicole being signed up to all the clubs at the same time isn't a singular event that caused it. The episode isn't saying any single event or thing started it, it's just the general attitudes towards each other. Nicole was the child, so different standards apply. That is to a level true, but adults are also flawed. Now they're both adults, and being upset about events years ago, they're not equally at fault, but both parties are still in the wrong here. This is more interpretation than the rest of it, but I personally think this episode might be suggesting it shouldn't idolize parents, more treat them as you will a normal person who isn't perfect. Gumball is really annoying in the episode, but for most of the runtime, he is fine and has a lot of funny moments. The reason people say this is the two jokes about the Christmas presents he is owed by Nicole's parents. The first time it's funny and works in the context of the scene. Second, however, is a poor way to end the episode, and I wish the show didn't always have to end on a joke and have a heartfelt ending. That There's a problem with this episode and many other Gumball episodes, but the parents is still amazing. There's a reason I chose this to be my first Gumball episode review. In conclusion, this video was slightly different to usual, and the first of this type of video, where I review an episode of a show. Not including ones where I review episodes that just came out, like when Muppets Now and Monsters at Work. I would go as far as to say that The Parents is the best episode from season 6 of Gumball in my opinion. Yes, even better than The Faith. Don't know why I'm acting like I call it really overrated, when it will still be in the top 5 of season 6. I just wanted to defend this episode because it's highly criticised. I have one more Gumball review planned, and I won't be discussing a controversial episode like that. Just what I consider to be one of the best episodes, and it will come sometime later this year, yeah. If this video does well, I could make a common series to review Gumball episodes, because there's definitely more than 2 episodes that are interesting enough for me to discuss. The end.